Hey everyone, Sophia from Serpent Studios here. We're starting a weekly series called Spotlight Saturday where we highlight the highs and lows of entrepreneurs and the difficulties of starting your own business. This week we have Jason from Jason Bourne Productions to kind of give us some insight on what it's like starting your own business.
Yeah, so my name is Jason Bourne. I have a company called Jason Bourne Productions, and with that company I do a lot of video and photo work for different clients, ranging from a lot of weddings to musicians to real estate, a little bit of everything, but mainly focusing on the weddings and the weddings and music clients. But going a little bit further back, one of my first introductions to entrepreneurship and running a company was with this company called Dapper Apps. Dapper Apps is a cooling towel company that I started in 2016, and what we did is we created cooling towels for music festival goers with artwork on them. We were the first company to create cooling towels out of that material and then put like cool art that people that go to music festivals would enjoy. And so I was running that company for the past 4 years or so until I sold off the company just recently, so that I can focus more on doing the Jason Bourne Productions work. So the reason that Jason Bourne Productions came to fruition was really just since I was very young, I liked playing with cameras. It started with skateboarding, and I thought it was so cool to make skateboarding videos, chasing my friends around with a camera that cost me $32.50 for my half of it, that I think I was probably 12 at the time. And it just sort of escalated from there. So I liked doing that a lot, and so I improved my skills doing that. And then after a couple of years, then I got curious about what other mediums of content creation in the form of videography and photography, I wondered what that was like. So I started taking on just small clients, like everyone does when they try and do a photo or video company out the gate. I did a really short documentary, did a little bit of work for companies and stuff like that. And then when I met a bunch of people that were really involved in the music scene, then I started doing that. So I don't really think there was necessarily a specific moment that I decided to put all of my energy into it, but it was just a whole lot of small steps over time and meeting people and just enjoying the process of it, to the point where it just starts as something that you're doing for fun. You're like, yeah, I'll do this for a couple bucks, whatever. And then you just start reinvesting in yourself. You start doing more research. You start getting more clients until you realize that, like, oh wait, this is like actually what I'm doing for 8 hours a day, what have you. And so that's kind of how the company started. I think that it was less about me trying to solve something externally and just more me trying to explore what I could create on a more internal level. I think the biggest pitfall I had to overcome was just trying it. Just trying that thing. Like, it doesn't matter if it fails, because that's a lesson. And if you try something and it doesn't work out well, that's money well spent. And I think that if there's something that you want to do with your business, maybe it's investing more into your marketing plan, maybe it's investing in more content or something of that nature, I think you just have to do it and just figure it out later if it's going to work out or not. I've definitely made mistakes with both of the companies that I've run. I've definitely done things that probably weren't the best financial decisions looking back. But at the end of the day, I think that it's just a law of averages at some point. You have to make 10 choices and then hope that 7 of them are right and then 3 are wrong. That's going to always be a better option than making 2 choices and having those 2 be right. When you're trying to start any entrepreneurial venture, I think the most important thing to do is to reverse engineer your goals. I don't think that you should just start doing things and start moving and making things happen without knowing where you want to end up. And so what I've tried to do is I've tried to picture myself in a few years, or even just 1 year from now, or a 6-month plan, anything like that. And then let's say that when I was first getting into weddings, I really wanted to start getting clients. And so I had to figure out the way to get my first client and then hope that I could turn that first client into multiple more. And so I think that the best thing you can do when trying to start a company is just to reverse engineer where you want to be and then figure out steps to get to that goal. Because 9 times out of 10, if you figure out somewhere that you want to be and you know exactly where you are in the moment and you figure out steps that would logically potentially get you to that goal and you follow the steps, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get very, very close to that goal. Or if you're not at that goal, you're probably gonna get something that's a better fit for you. If I were to start Jason Bourne Productions again, what I would put more emphasis on is you have to focus on your craft. You have to know your craft, but you also have to know your customer and know where to reach your customers and have a plan for marketing and a plan for pushing out that content in order to get those clients in the future. So if I were to start it over again, I would have built a website earlier on. I would have built out my social media channels earlier on, and I would have just probably invested more money into the social media advertising, and then also getting creative with the ways that I advertise. I would probably put more of an emphasis on that earlier on. I think the most important help that an early stage entrepreneur can get for starting a business is steps to make those first steps. It's not about figuring out if you're going to get venture capitalists to invest in your company. That's not what you should be focusing on right now. You shouldn't be thinking about how you can scale up super big and where you want to be 10 years down the road. You need to figure out what your short-term plan is. It's okay to think long-term and then try and reverse engineer those goals. I think that that's very important, and there's a lot of benefits from that. But the most important thing that you should do is figure out those first steps. So what that means is, how do you set up a company as an LLC? That's something that would have been huge to have help with. How do you import products, like do import forms, for example? That's something that I know a lot of people have struggled with. How do you set up your social media accounts? Should you do a business account or a personal account? What different forms, what are your different cash, what are you going to have to spend money on in order to grow your company? How do you budget for that? All these different things and different first starting points that pretty much every person that tries to start a business runs into. I think those are the most valuable resources that would help people in scenarios such as mine. If I had one piece of advice for someone that was trying to start a business, it would be to surround yourself with people that have other strengths than you and people that are better than you in some way. Let's say that you're trying to start a clothing company and you're really good at the designs. Maybe you need to partner with someone that's really good at social media. Let's say you're really good at marketing. Maybe you need to find someone that's better with the more back-end money sort of stuff. So surrounding yourself with people that know how to enhance your abilities is going to help you so much more down the line, and it's going to make you a better creator, a better business owner, and everything.
Hopefully that segment shed some light as to what it's like starting a business. It's not easy, but the reward is definitely worth it. Comment down below what you learned from this video and if there are any other topics or ideas you'd like to hear more about and discuss. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel to learn more, and we look forward to seeing your success.